Okay, welcome to your next 64 days. Listen, we're a third of the way through this thing, you guys. And one of the things that Jan, one of our mentors, said, is she said, I love seeing everybody walk in here with more pep and more energy and more vibrance. Have you noticed that about the group? So I want to honor some of you in here. So raise your hand. I'm going to have you not even only raise your hand, but stand up if you've hit the 20-pound mark. Go ahead and stand up.
I started before I did.
Go ahead and stand up, Nola. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome job. Those are huge victories. In 36 days, you've hit the 20-pound mark. So I do that because I want you to know what's possible. So just really quickly in 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 30, whatever you need, think of the one thing that's been what's made it doable for you, these people who have hit 20 pounds. Yeah, Stephanie, go ahead.
Just focus more on drinking more water, but paying attention to what I'm putting in my mouth.
Good.
My thing is I was just telling them a minute ago, the videos that we get every morning, the life change. I mean, it's things that you think about, the things that you, not only just with weight loss, but your training thought, how you,
yes.
What got you there, and the reason that you have been unsuccessful because of the way you're thinking. I mean, it's just not just with the weight loss, but finances and everything else that comes along with it.
Raise your hand if you've been watching the videos every single day. Okay, that's one thing it's part of it, and you're getting those every day. They're 5 to 7 minutes. Who has 5 to 7 minutes of your day? Do it while you're burst training. You know, if you need to make this doable together, do it while you're burst training. That's a powerful thing to do at the same time. You're feeding your mind, you're feeding your spirit, and you're moving your body. Good. Jeff?
Just a whole lifestyle change, eating, drinking water, working out, all the above.
Good. Nola?
Well, I have to stay with it now because I went and bought a whole new wardrobe at Chico's.
Woo! Did y'all read my Facebook post this morning? It's like, what are you doing holding on to that crap? Oops, can you say that? Get rid of it. You're not going back. You're new. You're a new you. Who did I miss? Who's else in the 20 pounds? Ryan?
I think that I've been tracking everything I eat.
Awesome.
And that's kept me accountable.
Keeping you focused. So it's great to hear from those people who are doing it. How about anybody else who has one thing that's kept you really focused and victorious? Kelly, I want to hear from you because you've really made some huge strides and changes.
I don't beat myself up like I used to, so if I have a slip, the group's been real encouraging for me. I just know to not do that again.
Yeah, did y'all hear that? If she has a slip, she doesn't beat herself up anymore. Like this, she's just an overcomer, and
I used to quit.
She used to quit.
Get discouraged and quit.
Get discouraged and quit. It's like, well, I can't do this. It's too hard. So amazing. Yeah.
I keep reading over that card we wrote the first time and envisioning myself being that person on the card.
Goosebumps for that one. The Lord speaks to me two ways. I've probably told some of you this before, but one is through my stomach, and that's usually a bad thing. Like not eating wise, right? But the feeling, ugh, I'm not on the right track. And through my skin, like when I get the goosebumps or, and I just got that there where I'm like, oh, yes. So we have some homework for you today, and it's to go over your goals again. But I'm just going to go over some really simple physiology tools for you tonight, okay? So these are applicable ones. The goal of tonight is to get recommitted and refocused, okay? That's it. I mean, if you could walk away with nothing else but that's what tonight is for. Recommit, refocus, re-engage, get back on track, okay? If you've slipped a little bit, I also want you to re-engage with your mentors. Not only your mentors, but your executive mentors and the doctors. We as a team, we had a meeting today, and that was one of our goals is is we need to connect with you and to see, okay, who's struggling, who hasn't been here, so if you know of somebody in your group that hasn't been here, it's time for us to step up and to especially for those of you who are really succeeding and are nailing this. It's like, and our mentors, you guys are leaders, and for people who are nailing it, there's somebody that needs your help. Because usually if somebody's fallen off track, it's because they're lost here, not because they're lost in their physical body. They lost it here, where they're not fueling their mind and their brain every single day. They're not staying on track, they're not staying at course, they're not reading their goal card, they're not doing their affirmations. Has anybody really gotten committed to doing their affirmations every day? Just a couple of you. No one's really taken that on. Remember the power that you felt when I read Jennifer Mark's affirmations? If you haven't done that exercise for yourself, do it. It's a powerful one. It'll transform the way you view yourself. So let's just go over some physiologies. This is called the 1-9 ladder. Okay, so we're going to go through just really step by step things that you can start applying to your life every day to help give you more energy. Raise your hand if you want more energy. Say, I do. I do. Okay? So these are really things. You've already changed your nutrition. We're going to talk about that. Just touch on it tonight, but you're already doing that. You've probably noticed if you slipped or ate something that wasn't the best for you and that you don't feel good after that anymore. Horrible. And so there's healthy things to do. Tonight I'm going to post a recipe of a chocolate mug cake. You're welcome. I will post that tonight. And this is one thing, my son really loves to bake with me. I think it's because it's pouring and measuring and, just doing mixing and making messes. But that's a really easy thing that I can make from. It's a dessert. If you put it in a coffee cup and pop it in the microwave, it's super easy. So if you're having a sweet tooth, it's a healthy, easy way to satisfy that, okay? So you don't feel like, but again, just make sure that you're not still hungry for healthy stuff first. So you don't sabotage yourself with hunger. But I'm just going to give you these things as we go along now to help to satiate you and satisfy you so you're not feeling like you're in total deprivation all the time, okay? So here this goes. We're just going to go through these things. The number one, raise your hand if you sit at a desk every day. Okay, there's quite a few of you in this room. This is going to, and now even if you don't sit at a desk, but if you're still for a lot of the day, or if you're focused on something throughout the day, this is a really important one, 1 to 2 breaks per hour. And this doesn't mean that you have to sit at a desk to be able to implement this. This just means that every 30 to 45 or 50 minutes that you take a break from what you're doing and bring oxygen to your brain. We too often get focused if you sit at a desk for over 2 hours at a time, you're damaging your body. So you need to be taking a break, refueling, re-energizing, moving your body. It's a good thing to get up and walk around, even briskly walk around. And I have to make sure that I'm telling you how to do this properly, because I have a patient who I told to take a break every 35 to 40 minutes, and he's like, I do that. I stand up and talk on the phone. And I was like, no. I was like, you stand up and talk on the phone like this because you don't. No, I'm talking like you stand up and you move your body, right? You move. You get oxygen to your brain. You do maybe a couple squats. You move your big muscles. You get your heart pumping, okay? You maybe do some bouncing to get your blood flowing and your body moving. You do some deep breathing. I'm not talking just, it's like really breathe, okay? So we're gonna do this all together. I'm gonna have you, let me talk you through it for a second. We're just gonna do 10 deep breaths in and out of our nose, and I would encourage you to do probably 20 of these, and you're gonna be clapping your hands at the same time. And this is just a really simple thing to get oxygen to your brain, to increase energy. So especially for those of you who are sitting at a desk, and you maybe feel like you're nodding off, or you're feeling like you need a snack, or you wanna go eat something, it's because you need oxygen to your brain. Your brain's tricking you that you're hungry, or you need a nap. It needs oxygen and you need movement, okay? So I'm gonna have you stand up, and you're gonna be, now I wanna you do a practice one out of your nose. If you have a cold or something, you might wanna turn to the side and not snot on the neighbor in front of you. But you're going to be breathing in through your nose and out through your nose forcefully, okay? And we're gonna do this and a count where the clap is gonna be like this, okay? So let's start with the breathing first. I wanna hear you do that first, and then we'll add the clap. And I'm gonna be counting so you don't feel like you need to count right now. If you get dizzy, or you feel, that means that you're just not used to this and you're not used to that much oxygen, so you can just breathe normally or sit down, okay? So let's start with a breath in and out. Okay, everybody got that? You can take a little break. Now we're gonna do 10 of those while we clap. You ready? That was 10. Good. Okay, how are you doing? Maybe a little lightheaded? Maybe you got some oxygen into your brain? Now I want you to just do some bouncing a little bit. Get your body moving. Okay? Don't be afraid what anybody else is thinking or looking at you. Nobody cares. Everybody is wondering what they look like themselves, so it's no big deal. Good. Okay, now take a seat. That took us a total of about 1 minute. Okay, and how many of you feel like you have more energy right now? And you could be, if you had to go and do something and read and focus, you could do it. There's lots more tools to do, but those are just some really simple ones. I would encourage you to do maybe that 20 times. 20 deep breaths. Bouncing, squats is a really good exercise. Even just a little jumping would be really beneficial as well. Okay? I would also encourage you to do that if you're about to go into a meeting and meet with somebody. You want to level up your energy. That's a good way to do it. You don't want to walk into a room like, hey, I'm tired. Can you imagine if I walked into to adjust you and I was like, oh man, I'm just really tired today. I mean, right? It's just like you need to be bringing energy to your life and you need to be focused on how to harness that. So that's number 1. 1 to 2 breaks per hour. 2 to 4 meals per day. Now the meal plan that I sent out had 5, really, right? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then 2 snacks in between. I think that most of you are at a place where you don't need to snack anymore. Am I right in saying that? That you feel like you can know what you're putting in your body, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That meal plan is maybe, I wanted you to be able to have that to share with somebody too, but I think that most of you are in a place where you don't need snacks. That you can fuel your body with water, and then also when you're eating your meal, to focus on putting that food on 1 plate. Just 1 plate is all you get and be done with that. So when you get to a place where you're not feeling like you have to track your macros and do all this calculating, an easy way is to say, okay, I'm just gonna do 1 plate today. I'm not gonna do seconds. If you're at the buffet, the buffet does not mean you get 5 plates, you guys, okay? It's just 1 plate. And make it colorful and moderate your protein. Your protein intake, if you want to keep it really simple, should be about the size of your hand. That's it. Deck of cards. Michael's like, I got a bigger hand than you. Moderate your protein, okay? Fat intake should be maybe the size of your thumb here, and then vegetables the size of your hand, and that should be covering the plate, okay? I also want to encourage you to do fresh fiber first. What does that mean? Raw. Veggies, raw, enzymatic richness to your food, enzymes. Okay, fresh fiber first, good rule of thumb for eating. It aids in getting your digestion moving. So 2 to 4 meals per day, okay? 4 to 5 liters of water per day. A liter is 32 ounces. Now, if you're a really small person, you're going to need less than that, okay? If you're a bigger person, you're going to need more than that. If you're very active, I just told Stephanie tonight, she's like, I can tell that I need more water because I'm thirsty. And I'm like, you know what? I'm thirsty right now. I was like, shoot, I missed it today. I did. I was busy all day. That's an excuse. I didn't, usually my staff will have water for me up and they didn't. That's an excuse. Don't let it be excuses. I'm the one that's responsible for putting water in my body. and I missed it today. Okay? I just got too focused on other things. So take responsibility for that. Let your body be your signal and your guide, and listen to it. You know, if like right now I'm thirsty, I should have had more water today. If you worked out hard, you should have had more water today. Okay? Next, 5 to 6 workouts per week. How many of you, when you hear the word workout, get this like, oh, this little cringe in your body or in your physiology? Okay, what could you think of a better word to put in place of workout? Nap. That's coming up later, you're welcome. That's coming up later, so that doesn't count in this category. Dance. 5 to 6 dances every week. What else?
Lifestyle change.
Lifestyle change. Body movement. What else? To get workout, exercise out of your vocabulary, what else could you substitute? Because it has to be your word, it can't be mine, right? If you have a negative connotation, because I don't have a negative one to work out. I know that gets my body fit and healthy. In fact, I started working out with Sammy Andrews 3 days a week. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm thirsty and sore. But it's good, and I know that that's temporary, right?
About
Energizer, yes. If you move your body, you're gonna get more energy, quite the opposite of what we think. Now, you might feel tired and sore like I do, like if I just touch of my body right now, you can bet that it's sore anywhere. My pinky toe probably, anywhere. So you just have to fix that for you. Like if you say, 5 to 6 workouts, wrong word, wrong thinking. Yeah.
How long should that workout be?
These workouts need to be, that's a great question. The question was, how long should those workouts be? These need to be alternated every single day. So what I would encourage you to do, if you do 5 or 6 days a week, that means you get 1 or 2 days of rest, which is important to let your body recover. I would say 2 to 3 of those days should incorporate a surge and a weight training type of exercise. Okay, so like a high intensity, short duration. By the way, weight training is that. Okay, so if you're doing maybe some speed squats or something, that's using your body weight to train the large muscles, but it's also getting your heart rate up. Okay, so 2 to 3 days a week should be a surge and or weight training, or both. I would encourage you to incorporate both of them. If weight training gives you that same kind of feeling, then again, you have to think of something different to name it. Because you need to build lean muscle. If you want to be healthy into your older years, if you want to have a good bone density when you're older, if you want to be able to get up from a chair, do you know that some of people's biggest fears is that if they fall down, they're not going to be able to get back up? Like if you want to go from the floor to standing in your older years, you've got to start weight training and you've got to start moving your body every single day somehow. You got that? And then the other days, I would do some moderate cardiovascular exercise. Nothing crazy. Like this is coming from, I used to be an endurance athlete where I would do, I've done 10 marathons, I've done a half Ironman. Like I'm not asking you to do that, and I'm not willing to ever do that again in my life. It's not good for you, in my opinion. But walking, just walk for an hour. 2 to 3 days a week. Can everybody do that? I mean, that's rhythmic exercise. It's great for your joints. It gets your body moving. And you don't have to do 60 minutes at one time. You can do 20, 20, and 20, 10, 15, 15, break it up. So there's lots of options. And also, mix up your exercise. For me, I'm doing 30 minutes of weight training and high intensity stuff with Sammy 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 4:45 in the morning. Because that's when I can fit it in. And I'd committed to being able to fit it in and to do that, to make sure that I had 0 excuses, and he was willing to do that for me. So that's when I'm doing it. So can everybody fit in 30 minutes 3 days a week?
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm like, yeah, you can do it. You can. There's 0 excuse. Okay? And then the other 2 to 3 days a week is I just go walk with my kids, or I take them to the park and I run around with them for an hour. Plus, doing housework and vacuuming and doing those movements counts, you guys. But you have to be doing that stuff. Get up off the couch. Just stay off the couch and move your body. It's going to keep you busy at home, not craving food. And I remember you saying, Michael, is like, I sat down and watched a football game and I was craving, some popcorn or and he's like, I just turned it off and I got up. So, does that answer your question? Does that help? It's going to be different for everybody. If you love to dance, let that be your workout. Let that be your exercise, your movement. If you I love to go for walks with my husband and my kids. I love that. I get outside and that feels good to me. We love to do it. It's just, you got to do things you love to do. Okay? And 6 to 7 meditations or naps per week. I'm not talking 3 to 4 hours. I saw a lot of faces like, really?
She said we could.
Yeah. If you're not, now, you nap if you're not getting enough rest, which we'll talk about here in a second. Now, if you're getting 12 hours of sleep at night and you still want to nap, something's wrong, okay? But the meditations are important, and this is different. And I've been talking with a lot of you about meditation, and I'm not talking voodoo, get out your, I'm not talking like, it doesn't have to be crazy. But here's what this means, is meditation is very different than your prayer time and your thinking time. Meditation time is not time to be quiet and think about everything that you have to do in the day. Meditation time is not time to talk with the Lord, because that's a different time. That's a different time that you set aside. Meditation time is a time to let your brain rest. Raise your hand if you have a busy brain in here. Yeah, that's me. I mean, like squirrels everywhere, right? Like, do you know that one year my staff, bless their hearts, was that you, staff? Got me, was that Audrey? My staff bought me a coffee mug with a squirrel in the bottom of it. Like, that's how, I'm just all over the place sometimes. And so I have a lot going on. I have lots of different projects. I'm in the process of writing a book. I have a radio show. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a business owner, and I'm managing things and creating, and I have a lot that goes on in my head. When I lay down to go to sleep, it's really hard for me to shut it off sometimes. And when I wake up to nurse Audrey, that's some of the most brilliant moments I think that I have. I don't know if she wakes me up or the Lord does, but whatever. But meditation time is like this. It's a time to shut it, like really shut it off. And I encourage you to do that, to do it for 20 minutes. And if you're like me, it's very difficult to do it if you're busy-brained. It's very hard.
So how do you do it?
So this is great question.
Myself after 20 minutes.
The first time I started doing this, I did it. It wasn't guided. It was just like, okay, you're going to sit here for 20 minutes. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. I do not have time to sit still for 20 minutes, literally. And I was like, one-eyeing it. I was like, are we done yet? Are we done yet? But what I've done is I downloaded an app called Insight Timer. I'll get that to you. I'll post it on the Facebook page. But it gives me a little ding every X amount of minutes. So you can set it to where you want it to remind you of, like, okay, you're at 5 minutes. Okay, you're at 10 minutes. Okay, and it kind of like refocuses you. So you just sit and be quiet. And you can sit in a chair, or you can lay down, or you can stand. I mean, you can really do anything you want to do. And if you fall asleep, that's okay too. That's different than meditating, though. That's sleeping. Like in meditation, you're unconscious when you sleep.
But my brain
And
still.
so, yeah, but it's okay if you fall asleep. Your body needed that. So I would encourage you to set a timer to kind of wake you up, so you don't go into a nap for a few hours. But this is a really simple way. It's called release meditation. And when a thought comes into your brain, because it will, right? Unless you've been practicing meditation for years and years and years, which that's not me yet. Like, I'm learning this. And the more you do it, the better you'll get at it. But when a thought comes in, you just release it. And when a thought comes in, you just release it. And that you can kind of even just repeat that to yourself in the beginning. Yeah.
I heard somebody talk about it recently, and they said they just try to picture there's a stream of water, and every time a thought comes, you just put it in water,
Oh,
and let it float away.
that's a great visualization.
That was a good-
Yes. Yeah. There's lots of different techniques. The app that I downloaded has some guided meditation if you're like, I can't get myself to sit there. Or I'm not willing to get my cell phone out of my text messages go off and I'm like, oh, this is just so not what I'm supposed to be doing right now. It's, and you will find that you'll get clarity and your stress will reduce, because it's likely that you're continuing to think about the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And you'll be able to just release that. And you'll find that you'll be able to manage your stress better because you've been practicing releasing the thoughts. Okay? So I want to strongly encourage you to just maybe take a meditation challenge. And it can be any time during the day. And just 5 to 20 minutes. If you're like 20 minutes, I can't do that, that's too long. Even 5 minutes to just rest your brain and do some release technique for 5 minutes, okay? Or drop it in the stream. I love that. And as you come along, or you're finding as you're practicing this in the next 64 days, and you found something like this really worked for me, share it, because there's power in the group in sharing these things. Okay?
I have a question about the meditation before you go on. Like, I love these tapes of nature.
Mm-hmm.
Can you?
Yes.
Is that part of?
I think that's great. Yep. Or sometimes you can just play a little bit of music, like, what are those chants called? Gregorian chant. I don't know about that, but you know what I mean? I don't know about Gregorian chants, but some kind of just music, something that's not going to cause you to want to sing along to it.
Right. What I listen to is stuff like
nature, rain.
rain.
There's actually on the app that I downloaded has one for children, and it's 5 minutes long, and it's rain, and it's teaching them to be still and to focus and to listen to the rain for 5 minutes, and to just listen.
It works for adults.
Works for adults too. 5 minutes.
I have a rain app. Yeah. My 2-year-old wakes up at night, I don't hear him,
Yep.
and I cannot read for 3 minutes
What?
if the rain app is on.
You're out. Yeah, be careful about white noise. I mean, white noise can put you to sleep really quickly, so if that's happening to you and you're trying to meditate and you're falling asleep and you're like, so. Okay, now, here's the other most important thing. 8 to 9 hours of sleep per night.
I thought when you get older, you go down.
Research shows 7 to 9 hours is the most important time. There's been research after research after research about this. And I know that this is a tough one. It's a tough one for me because I haven't slept through the night in 2 years with my babies. And when my babies go down at 8:30, that's been my time with my husband for us to reconnect and get stuff done and do dishes and get things packed for the next day. And all of a sudden we're like, oh, we got to go to bed if we're getting up that early. But I really want you to focus on this and take an inventory. Whether you decide to implement this stuff or not is up to who? It's up to you. It's up to you. These are just the things that are researched the most. And you will, if you start getting enough sleep at night, you're going to decrease your risk of neurological diseases down the road. Dementia, Alzheimer's, cognitive disorders. They say that the less sleep you get, your cognition, your smartness will go down. So if you want your brain to be firing and to focus and you want energy, is it important to get sleep? It's vital. It's really vital. I'm going to be really smart as soon as that girl starts sleeping through the night. So these are just are they simple things? Yes. But they're principles that if you apply them and if you apply all of them. Now, the reason why naps is on here is that happens if you're not able to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep and you need to, within 72 hours, it would behoove you to make up that time. Okay? Otherwise it's lost and it will affect you negatively. Does that make sense? So that's why the nap is on there, Nola. Yes?
I know, like for me, for example, I have back issues, so it's hard for me to even sleep past 6 hours. I've tried. But is there any way I can do something to help me to...
Well, the good news is you just started taking care of your spine. So let's hope that helps. I had a really amazing testimonial this afternoon from one of my patients who's been getting adjusted for 6 weeks. She had been on an Ambien for 4 years before she started getting adjusted. She would have to drink sleepy time tea and take an Ambien, and she's totally off that now. The only thing she's changed is getting adjusted. Okay? Huge. It's amazing. So there's a lot of things with your nerve system, and obviously if you're not taking care of your spine, that's a vital part because it affects your nerve system and how the body functions. And if you're having pain and that's interfering you from sleeping, Jennifer, I feel like we'll help you with that. Continue to follow the course of decreasing your inflammation because inflammation will inhibit your body's ability to heal and for you to rest and to sleep as well. Okay? So, if you can just start implementing these, it's a really easy, simple things, but will really help you level up your energy and have more vibrancy in your life, which is going to help in your relationships and in your purpose and how you're serving and in your health, of course. So I hope this helps. I really hope that you start to apply them because it's simple tools that you can start doing. But it first starts with here. You have to make the decision. And if you haven't been watching the videos, do that. The nutrition for weight loss. Keep following this, okay? The meal plans are out there, tons of recipes. If you haven't looked at those, I uploaded tons of recipes on Sunday for you. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. There's some great ones on there. I will tonight when I get home upload the chocolate mug cake as a little gift for you, okay? And coming up, this is a big deal. Next Monday, the 2nd, Dr. Henry Roca, who is a natural medical doctor, is going to be speaking to you. So just make sure that you're here for that. You don't want to miss it. He's going to be great. He's doing lots of speaking engagements in the community. The following week, can we all commit, if you're going to be in Little Rock the day of Thanksgiving, to register for the turkey trot? Great. Awesome.
My 81-year-old mother's going to do it.
Oh, amazing.
So.
Did y'all hear that? Her 81-year-old mother is going to do the turkey trot with her. That is great. I would encourage you to get your family out there. We're actually doing a food drive in the office that day or that week so we can bring tons of food to donate for that turkey trot because that's the biggest purpose of that is to really have a massive amounts of food. Now, Gary and Erin Taylor, the owners of Go Running, and they were both runners and athletes. They're going to be doing a Couch to 5K Running 101 clinic. And if there's some of you that are on higher, running levels, I'm sure we can split the groups into 2 if you've already done that, or if not, I think regardless of where you are in your running, or your walk running, or your walking, or wherever you are, this is going to be awesome for you. Okay, so that's really going to help you get to where you want to be for the turkey trot. And it's like you're doing it. And getting exposed to events like that, maybe that very thing is going to change your life and change your lifestyle. Okay, and then on the 15th, on a Monday, Dr. Courtney Carmack is going to be facilitating this amazing workshop, Healthy for the Holidays. So that's where we're really going to focus on how do we do it? How do we do it with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming up? And she's just going to knock it out of the park like she always does. But this is going to be open to everybody. So I want to challenge you to read, because people are probably asking you what you've been doing, right? How many, because I can see it on y'all. And I'm sure people are saying, what have you been doing? So So I want to challenge you to invite people that have been asking. When people ask you what you're doing, is like, well, I have this workshop and you can come this night. It's healthy for the holidays. So you don't gain 10 pounds through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Okay, because most people do you know it? And all of a sudden 5 years later, they're like, where did this 50 pounds come from? Great.
So all these will be during our Monday night class?
Yes. Yep, exactly right. Okay.
Here.
These two will be here for sure. This one we may have to do at Grace Church because we're opening up this to the entire patient base. Okay?
That's the 16th.
Oh, sorry about that. Oh yeah, sure is. Thank you. Okay, homework. Keep working the plan. Work your plan. Get recommitted. Get refocused. Start applying this 1-9 ladder to your life this week. Okay, if those are some things that you haven't been doing, you haven't been getting enough sleep. If you haven't, I wanted you to take the meditation challenge, 5 to 20 minutes every day, till next week. Okay, and I want to hear about it next Monday. Read your goal every day, twice per day. Put it somewhere where you see it, maybe on different cards. Continue your gratitude list every day. If that is something that you're having a hard time getting focused, or you're on your goal, or you're discouraged, get thankful. Okay? Get thankful. And read your daily affirmations. If you haven't done that exercise, please do that. I encourage you to do it. It's powerful. It will change your life in a great way. And watch the videos. Watch the videos. They're easy. There's an app. Did you know that? You can download the app and just go to the app every day. It's super easy if you have a smartphone. Okay. Otherwise, just pull it up on your computer. It's in your email every day. Watch those videos. Okay. Surge or bounce while you're watching them. Level up your energy. Great. I'm so proud of you all. This is such a fun journey to be on. I've lost 8 pounds. So I'm right there. Thank you. Thank you. I'll tell you that it's just refocused, and it sure helps to be a part of a group. And our family, we eat healthy. We've eaten healthy, but we're eating way too much food. Yeah. We're eating too much food, and maybe drinking wine. Things like the stuff that we just knew better, and we just are committed to a lifestyle change. Okay, even when you know better, you have to get committed. So, okay, that's it. That's all I have for you tonight. If you want to spend some time with your group, do that. If you want to get reacquainted, if you have questions, we'll be here hanging out for a little bit. But make sure you're here next Monday and go get them this week. Keep it up.